What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hops Geek News, a comic book podcast that talks about comics, movies, TV shows, and we also have a beer of the week. This week's episode, we're talking about some news. We're going to talk about The Last of Us episodes 5 and 6, and then we're also going to talk about The Mandalorian season 3, episode 1. If you've never found us before, hey, I'm Matt. With me is Lauren. We love what we do, so if you want to go ahead and follow us, search us Hops Geek News on any podcasting platform, any social media platform. And if you feel so inclined, share with a friend, subscribe, drop a
Share with your
5-star
mom
review.
or your aunt,
share with your
or
mom.
your cousin.
We don't care. We're not differentiating. Just share with
Those
somebody
are shout outs to my mom, aunt, and cousin who listen.
Think might enjoy this podcast, and let them know this is what we are. If you feel so inclined to also support patreon.com/Hops Geek News. It's where you can help us, where we do a lot of cool things. Everything we do goes right back into the show. I have gone to Emerald City Comic-Con. I got to do some really cool things, including I'm supposed to be meeting up. So we're recording this in the past. I should be meeting up with a brand rep from Studio Ghibli who does a lot of things like Spirited Away and things of that nature. Can't wait to do that. Really big opportunity. It will be in Seattle for the first time. Can't wait to talk to you guys about that Comic-Con. With that said, my beer of the week is Mango Tango from Barbarian Brewing in Boise, Idaho. It is a German-style tart goza made with mango, tangerine, key lime fruit, 6% ABV. It is tart. When they say tart, I went from like motor oil imperial stout to tart goza, and that was quite, there was nothing in between, man. I went from one extreme to the other extreme, and it was quite the surprise. It's good. It is a very good beer. I love Barbarian. If you ever come to Boise, Idaho, they make really great beers. They specialize in sours. They have 24 different options to choose from at their tap room, whether you go downtown or in Garden City. Again, can't say enough about that brewery. Check them out. Lauren, what are you drinking?
So I'm drinking a beer you sent me. It's Enchantment's Hazy IPA from Icicle Brewing. And I picked this one because I love IPAs, and two, I feel like the artwork on it could be from The Last of Us, and you could throw an alien deer in there, and it
You
could
should have let
be
me know. I
from
have that one in
any
my
Star
fridge
Wars
still.
planet. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
really
okay.
good. I like it.
Awesome.
It's very nice and easy drinking. It's a great just IPA. And I don't think it's only 6.7%, which is fantastic. So it says this delightfully hazy IPA features an abundant amount of, I don't know this one, Mackinac, Mosaic, Citra, and Simcoe hops. Expand. Maybe I should put my glasses on.
While Lauren gets the readers.
I got my readers on. Let's see. Expect pleasant notes and aromas of ripe melon, mango, papaya, pineapple, and citrus. And shout out to the artwork. The infamous Asgard Pass is a steep, formidable gateway to the core of the enchantments. Damn, this should have been a freaking Thor beer. Dang. Rising 2,200 feet above Kolchak Lake in less than a mile, the trek is grueling but gorgeous. Watercolor by artist Bethany Ray.
Where was that brewery?
But yeah, I mean, just Icicle.
Yeah, but where was it from? What?
Oh. I'm going to need a minute.
Okay. That's fine.
Leavenworth, Washington.
Oh, okay. So I thought so. Leavenworth literally looks like a Hallmark Christmas town. Like this is where they shoot Hallmark Christmas movies, I feel like. I have not personally been there. I know people who have been there, and it's beautiful looking from pictures that I've seen. I would love to go there. I don't know that I'm going to be able to anytime soon, but definitely in like Eastern Washington, Northern Idaho, Eastern Washington region. Anyways, what did we mess up on last week?
So we didn't do our opening segments last week. So this is 2 weeks ago. And also I'm going to talk about a little thing that I actually messed up on Twitter because it's actually really funny. You were part of it. You commented.
That's right.
So we talked about Matthew Perry and Bruce Willis coming on Friends. So Matthew Perry did have a bet with Bruce Willis, and that's how Bruce ended up on Friends. The bet was whether or not the whole 9 yards would be a hit or a flop. It was a hit, so Bruce had to come on the show, which means he bet against his own movie. The rumor is that he did it for free, not that he donated stuff, that he just did it for free. Again, emphasis on rumor. So anybody who doesn't follow, I guess, me on the Twitter, about maybe 6 months ago now, 5 months ago, we had Tommy Stella on the podcast,
We
and we
did.
talked about Andor with him. So he posted a thing that he got the little guy. Hold on, I gotta look it up. I don't want to get any of
Droopy
this wrong.
McCool.
Yeah, so he got the little ornament Droopy McCool, which I actually have, and he had commented on it. So somebody sent it to him. Now I got to find his original tweet. Did you know that that's what Jazz is called in the Star Wars universe?
I'm going to be honest, I didn't at all.
Okay, that actually makes me feel better. So, yeah. So he tweeted out thanking somebody for sending him this little ornament. And he did say when he came on that that was his favorite Star Wars character. We talked
Yes.
about it and everything. So he thanks the person and he says he is so excited to whale some jizz with his new McFamily. And I commented, "Did you mean Jazz?" question mark and like the crying emojis because I was dying laughing when I saw that. And he screenshotted it and then tweeted that out and says, "Who's going to tell her?" and tagged me. It's got like 80 something like likes. Like I've never been in anything that I was tagged in that had so many likes. But then somebody actually, I ended up sharing it and saying, calling myself out. But what's funny is then somebody named at Cunning Smile, but the L is a one. He said, "Undoubtedly my favorite quote from an official Star Wars book." And this is the quote: "Most jizz players could only entertain an audience for a few sets, but McCool had the stamina to create an endless stream of jizz for hours on end. Fans would stay long into the night, their attention rapt, letting the smooth, warm, offbeat tempo of jizz wash over them, basking in it until the sun came up." That is supposedly a real book. And then Tommy responded, like, which book? And he couldn't remember the specifics of it, but I now
I'm
have that
sorry,
quote
what?
saved on my phone.
Wow. I didn't honestly, I had no idea either. So
So
I
he said it
that's
was tales from either Jabba's place or Mos Eisley Cantina.
oh yeah. I had
Okay,
no
I'm glad
idea.
you didn't know either. Because a lot of people liked this. I was like, geez, the
I
more Star Wars I
I'm a
learn, the less I
diehard, but
know.
I didn't know that. So I guess I'm learning something and better you than me. I guess. No, we took it all in stride. That's what I love is we don't take ourselves seriously at all in this show. And so when we're rightfully wrong, we have a whole segment dedicated to it. Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're always learning. But it was just like when I saw that he screenshotted, I was like, oh God, what did I do? And I
Oh,
instantly
golly.
Googled like Droopy McCool jizz, and I was like, please God, let this be a Star Wars thing and not like some horrible videos or
That's
pictures that come up on my Google search.
that's hilarious. That is good.
Yeah, so
Well,
that's what I fucked up on.
what have we been reading or watching? We'll get to The Last of Us. We both have watched The Last of Us.
And
We're
Mando.
gonna get to that in Mandalorian. I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy. I finished. I beat the game. I haven't 100%ed it yet, but I did beat the main storyline. I gotta
Already?
say, of course, I play this game like it's my job.
I still haven't beat Aladdin on Sega Genesis. I can't get past that damn freaking huge rock.
Yeah, I play this game like it's my damn job. I love this game. A lot of fun. I'm probably gonna play through it again as a different house. Obviously, first and foremost, Hufflepuff for life. Secondly,
I'm a
is
Hufflepuff.
on Hogwarts TikTok. There's like everybody in the Slytherin dungeon partying. Oh, you guys. Slytherin, first and foremost, bunch of snitches. Draco Malfoy was running to his father with every single issue he had. Lucius
Golden
Malfoy,
snitches.
yeah. Well, Lucius Malfoy was also running to the Ministry of Magic every single time he was slighted. Snitch through and through. I'm not partying with snitches. Second of all, they are
Snitches end up in ditches.
they are like the MAGA conservatives of the wizarding world where they believe in purebloods and they don't like mudbloods and non-magical people. No, I ain't
I'm a
partying with those
mudblood.
people. I ain't partying with those people. As a Hufflepuff, I'm getting high in my own house, or I bet you the Ravenclaws probably throw a dope ass party. So that's my 2 cents. That's all I gotta say about that one. Of course, I watched Mandalorian today. I watched We Have a Ghost. Did you watch that?
I did. It was so fun.
All right, let's talk We Have a Ghost real quick. This is your last chance. I knew nothing about this movie going in,
We're not going to
and
spoil it. I
I,
wouldn't spoil it just
all
because we're
right, we
about to
won't
spoil
give
the
spoil.
crap out of
Okay,
The Last of Us and Mando,
all
so I
right, we
wouldn't
won't
spoil
give
this.
spoiler thoughts, and we'll give non-spoiler thoughts. We Have a Ghost was a very good film. I thought, like very good, but I would give it like a 7 out of 10. I knew nothing about it going in, other than I saw Anthony Mackie. I was like, this looks cool. What's he in? Saw the preview. David Harbour was in it.
We
Dave
also
Harbour.
talked about it on the show.
Yeah. Oh, we did.
I told you about it.
Oh, wow. Well, that's certainly awkward. I did not recall. And Dave Harbour plays a ghost. And there were some twists and turns of this movie that I really liked. I did not see coming. Overall, I enjoyed this movie a lot. What did
Hmm.
you think?
I thought it was great. It was just a great combination of a little bit of scary, but not really, but a lot of heart, a lot of mystery, a lot of fun. And yeah, it
Yeah.
just wasn't what you
It was
expected, but I thought it
emotional,
was a lot of
man.
fun. Yeah, yeah.
Very
And it was
emotional.
great to see Anthony Mackie. I mean, I've seen Anthony Mackie in other things that aren't just Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
But it was, it was fun to see him and how funny, like David Harbour, like they, I won't say anything that's not in the trailer. He can't talk. So it's like he
Yeah.
literally had zero lines to memorize
That was great
other
because he
than like
couldn't
one
talk.
name.
Yeah. He doesn't say a word, he yells. That's it.
Yeah.
That's not really a
Yeah.
spoiler, but he does
Woo.
not talk in this movie
Yeah.
and he kills it.
Yeah. They did
Absolutely
a great
kills it.
job.
But yeah, that's all I've watched. I didn't watch really anything else. I started to watch the movie Plane. I'm only 20 minutes in because Carrie
Is that
finished
the
her
one with Luke
homework.
Cage?
Yeah, it is. And Gerard Butler. Yeah, I haven't gotten far
Yeah.
enough to talk about it yet. So what
So I
did
did
you
watch
watch?
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent only because my new favorite thing in the entire world are these Nick Cage Mando reels. I've already posted two on our
I
TikTok and two on my Hoppy
love,
Mommy TikTok.
love those.
And when it got to that scene in the movie, I was like, yeah, oh my God, they're amazing. I could just freaking watch them all day long.
They're
Those fucking
great.
reels. So this movie was fantastic.
Yes,
And
it
I feel like
was.
a lot of people haven't given it the time of day. And again, that, fun twists and turns and
It was.
action and comedy.
Pedro
I don't know
Pascal,
what's wrong
man.
with
Oh
that.
my God. Him and Nicolas Cage in a movie alone. Why people
And
haven't
Nick Cage
watched
is making fun of himself. Yeah.
he is. The fact that people haven't watched this, I gotta ask, what are you doing, man?
I don't know.
It's fantastic through and through. So great. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. I'm so glad you liked that movie
I
because I
finally bit
loved
the
it.
bullet. Well, I was waiting for it to show up on something I already pay for. I just fucking rented
Uh
it for like $6.
Worth your $6 though.
Yeah.
It was. I oh yeah, by the way, I caught Cocaine Bear. Oh my God. I can't believe I forgot. I loved Cocaine Bear. It was
All right.
great.
Don't say too much because I
I'm
haven't
not
seen Cocaine
I'm
Bear.
not gonna
It was
spoil it.
only in theaters, right?
Yeah, only in theaters. And look, Alden Ehrenreich, him and O'Shea Jackson Jr. stole the show for me. And it was just a fun movie, man. It had like a little bit of horror and suspense, but it was mostly like a comedy. And this is Ray Liotta's last film. I liked it a
Oh, I
lot.
didn't know he was in it.
Yeah, he's in it. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
so
yeah.
he passed a little bit ago,
He
didn't
did.
he?
He did. And he's in this movie, and he's great in this movie. He's Ray Liotta.
Yeah, he's
I
always good.
I liked it, man. Had a lot of fun in this movie. Go watch that movie first and foremost. Give it some love because it deserves some love.
Nice. And it's based
Let's
on a real story.
Yeah, okay. The real story is that people tossed cocaine out of their plane over the Chattahoochee. And
Mm-hmm.
what's the chat? Yeah.
Way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. I heard it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie.
Well, it's Georgia,
It's a
so it's all
song.
swampy. So they toss
That
the drugs
Georgia
out.
heat.
The bear gets into the drugs. Then they end up killing the bear, and
Hmm.
that's the real life story.
That's
I'll
sad.
leave it at that. And I'm gonna go. Let's roll into some news. First things first. The Marvels has been postponed to November 10th. That comes off the heels of Kevin Feige being like, we're going to slow down, take some time. We still don't have release dates for Loki or Secret Invasion yet, or Echo. Rumor is Echo should be coming out
Oh
in
yeah, I forgot
October.
about that.
We don't know if that's coming out this year. So the Marvels has been postponed. Maybe they're going to do some little things, but I'm excited for this movie. Of course, I really am because we have, Photon, we have Iman. She's back as Miss Marvel. Carol Danvers, she's back in action. We maybe get some explanations about what's going on in the cosmic side of things. I'm excited. Can't wait for
Mm-hmm.
that. And other comic news, we have Something is Killing the Children is getting a Netflix series. I personally have not read this comic book yet, but I need to. People
I haven't
rave
either.
about it,
Yeah.
and I keep hearing nothing but good things. So I cannot wait. Cannot wait. I got to pick that up. Last for me, or two more things. Steven Yen has been cast in Thunderbolts. We don't know who yet, but the MCU Direct has come out and said that looks like he's playing Sentry, which was my first initial guess when I heard this news come out. I was like, oh, watch, he's going to play Sentry. And some people are like, no, I'm here for it. Steven Yen, give that man the world. I love him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool to see him getting cast. He's in the MCU. Who is not in the MCU at this point? I don't know.
Pedro Pascal.
Oh, I guess you're right. He was in the DC universe. It's
Yeah.
only a matter of time.
And like, yeah, he needs to be recast in the DC universe. James Gunn needs to fix that.
It's only a matter of time. Only a
Yeah.
matter of time. And
And the fact that he's already under the Disney umbrella. I mean, come on. Just John Favreau's already there. Just Taika Waititi's already there. Come on.
No brainer. No brainer, dude. My last bit of news is a bit of a rumor that I talked about on TikTok. The Flash reports are now, allegedly, I don't believe this, but at the end of The Flash, Barry Allen, we are. Slow news day, folks.
I was gonna say.
Barry Allen apparently approaches somebody at the end of The Flash. Turns out to be George Clooney as Batman.
And then surprise, it's actually a Batgirl. It's Alicia Silverstone.
I would lose it. I don't believe that George Clooney's actually coming back. It would be cool as shit, though. It would be so cool. I don't believe it.
Val Kilmer.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, Val
Christian
Kilmer,
Bale.
Yeah. I'm not buying.
It's Christian Bale.
Maybe it is Christian Bale. Maybe we get some of him. I don't know. All I know is that
Holmes back.
Early test screenings have said that this is the best movie ever. We'll see eventually.
The best movie ever.
We'll see. James Gunn said so, more or less.
I feel like, okay, obviously Endgame, collaborated everything so well and brought all these different stories over all these different movies together. But I feel like Spider-Man No Way Home really perfected the whole multiverse thing and incorporating older movies. So it will be interesting to see how the two compare in a sense of this is the first time
don't even start comparing.
Really doing this outside of Crisis on Infinite Earths, because when they did it on Crisis on Infinite Earths, it was really just cute little Easter eggs and nods and quick scenes. I have something in my eyeball.
If there's one thing that DC does better than Marvel, it's in the comic books. Their multiverse is better. I will say that. I will say that
because I don't really read the DC one.
Yes, okay. DC does, but again, translation to screen, we're always comparing shit, which people are up in arms that Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania has only made like $500 million worldwide.
Oh my God, they might as well just burn it now.
Cancel the MCU, folks. Cancel it. It's clearly such a tired. We stopped going to movies to enjoy movies, and now all of a sudden we're all experts in CGI and Rotten Tomatoes critics and things like that. Just go to the movies, love what you love, enjoy what you want to enjoy. If a movie looks good, go and see it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, read reviews if that's your thing. Read reviews, but don't base going to see a movie off of somebody else's review, because everybody has different tastes. My taste is vastly different than Lauren's taste. Yet she's gotten me turned on, sure, to things like Supernatural, and her Star Wars. But at the end of the day, we know that, hey, she's going to love.
I'm not going to watch this Hallmark movie.
Right. She's going to love things more than I am. And that's because I have my own taste. Be your own person and just go out and see it for yourself. And that's what I'm going to say. You go ahead into your news. I'm off my soapbox.
Well, I'm going to jump on a soapbox real quick.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
I mean, we have a podcast, so obviously we're like, don't stop talking about it, this and that. And it's fine to be a critic. My whole thing is when people get mean about it. Yeah. Oh, this is fucking, and then they get mad at other people for having opinions. Honestly, I think debating the MCU and everything is great because you're using your brain and you're debating, and we're not arguing about things that are like, politics and are sad. So it's a nice escape, but still getting to actually think things through. I mean, yes, you should still know what's going on in the world around you and politics and all the sad stuff, but this is our escape. So it's like when somebody comes in and they just shit on it, that's my issue. If you didn't like the movie, that's fine. Just don't be an asshole. Don't be a dick.
Don't that is dick. It's never too late to not be a dick. Some of you didn't watch the movie because you didn't take the message away.
Boy. All right, so Michael Rosenbaum will be joining some of the upcoming Supernatural cons, which I found very interesting because He's not in Supernatural, so it makes me wonder, is he going to be showing up in the Winchesters, or is he just tagging along
Ooh.
because Tom's in it, but Tom is in the Winchesters? So I don't know. Superman and Lois is returning March 14th. Super Nintendo World will also be coming to Orlando, and it is opening in California like right now.
Oh my God, this reminds me real quick. Rogers the Musical is coming as a one-act play to Disneyland this summer.
Fuck that shit, man.
What?
So I won't be there.
Well, it's a shame because I'm going in June. So I'm hoping they have it started by then because I'm catching the mother effing Rogers the Musical.
I'll watch it on YouTube. Okay, so the Haunted Mansion movie is releasing July 28th
Yeah.
because they learned nothing from Hocus Pocus 1 to
What
not
do you
release
mean by
Halloween
this?
type movies. They released Hocus Pocus in July and it bombed.
Hmm.
Save it for October and it will do better.
Well, that's why they want it to be out on Disney Plus probably by October so everybody can watch it at home.
Then just release it on Disney Plus.
They want to get no, they
Whatever.
want to
I'm not
recoup
going to
as
see
much
it in
money as they
July,
can first. I
I
I, I
guess.
will. I will. But I get what you're saying.
All right, Marvel confirms Moon Knight does have a future in the MCU. Nick Offerman and Megan Mullally and David Cross are joining Umbrella Academy for season 4, so I'm excited for
Final
that.
season.
And HBO Max has ordered an It prequel series called Welcome to Derry. And my
Interesting.
last
Yeah.
piece of news was dropped today.
Yes.
I had mixed feelings about it because I just booked a trip to Disneyland. And one of the things I was thinking was, oh, I finally get to see Mando at Galaxy's Edge. One of the advantages of going. So the Mandalorian was walking around Hollywood Studios this morning at Galaxy's Edge.
It's rumored to be a full-time thing, not just a limited series over there at Disney World
And
too.
he had Grogu with him. And a lot of
Yeah.
people were making jokes because a ton of people, myself included, were at Epcot this morning because it was the first day of Flower and Garden.
You
Well, you
were.
can't park hop until 2. And they dropped the news like this morning, and there was nobody, like, it wasn't known before. So the
Gotcha.
big joke was because if you go, one of the things I love about going to Epcot the first day of the festival is you see all these vloggers. Everybody, hey, we're here live at Epcot and da 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 da. And people were making jokes that all
God,
these
doesn't it
vloggers
feel
are
so
trapped
disgusting?
at Epcot and they
They're
can't get to
dying
Hollywood
inside.
Studios
God,
until 2.
I know that we have to do some of that, and it feels disgusting every time I do it.
It does. And I have no issue with other people doing it. I honestly think
I
it's
don't.
fun, but
It's
it does
again,
feel a
love
little
what you
dirty.
love. I just feel
Mhm.
like so gross. Be like, hey, we're here because it feels so manufactured, but at the same time, in our
Yeah,
shoes, it's genuine. Like I feel, we
right.
genuinely love this, and they do too. But man, that's hilarious. Good
Well,
stuff.
Erica was in line getting food, and I was in another line with Tabby, and we were getting beers. And Erica's texting us that she was behind a vlogger, and he was like just talking about the food and reading the menu, and she was trying not to be in the video. And as soon as she walked back over to us, I was like, "Hey, we got our beers. We're gonna go live in a minute on Hops News and talk about our beers." And she goes, "Really?" I
Wait,
was
did you
like,
go?
"No,
Oh, I was like, did you go live? And I
I
didn't. You
should
didn't even
have."
tell me. You should have.
I honestly should have. And I did do that once and I felt so silly, but it is a good idea, to just you go and I'll do that at
It
some point
is.
during Flower
It
and Garden. I'll
is.
get a flight somewhere and go over the beers.
I'll go live from the con this weekend, probably on ours too. So
Yes. And once we get
you
one
know,
of our
did you know for
TikToks,
$15 you could
buy some
watch?
weed in front of Quick Stop.
No, dude. Yes, yes. But for $15, you can actually buy a virtual ticket and watch all of the panels for up to 30 days.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's pretty cool. Let's let's roll into some let's do The Last of Us first. Let's do The Last of Us. We'll talk about episode 5 and episode 6.
So we got nothing but spoilers from here on out from The Last of Us and then Mando. And they'll be
Oh,
time stamped if you've only seen Mando and you want to skip ahead.
she puts a lot of faith in me that I'm a
I was
timestamp.
gonna say because that's all Matt's doing.
You put a lot of faith in me. We'll find out. Is it timestamped? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah. Last of Us episode 5. They show up to Jackson. We're at the Jackson storyline in this. We find Tommy again. And it despite filming in Canada, it really did kind of give me that Jackson vibe because Jackson is beautiful. If you ever get a chance to go to Jackson, Wyoming in the Tetons, beautiful country, absolutely astonishing. And they had that vibe. And they finally find Tommy. And there's this really suspenseful scene where they sent the dogs to sniff to see if they're infected. And Joel definitely thought that Ellie was going to be
Because
infected
she is
because she
infected,
is.
right? She
But
comes up red.
yeah. But it turns out the dog didn't smell anything, and they got welcomed, and that's where he finds Tommy.
Maybe the
And
dog smells like decay or something,
yeah,
or
I'm
like the actual fungus
curious.
growing and it's not growing on her.
Right.
I don't
It
know.
must. And yeah, dude, great episode because a lot of exposition. But Joel is like, dude, I'm scared. He has some trauma. He's in his 50s. He's like lived this life of trauma for 20 plus years. He watched his daughter die. He's done some dark things. He's lived this life that he's had to lead up until now. And he's like,
Got
dude,
anxiety.
I can't take her down to Salt Lake where we need to go. I
When he
can't.
says at some point he's 57, and so in real life he's 47. And I think that was smart because he played the 37-year-old and now the 57-year-old. So
Right. Well, he was even like, dude, I didn't hear that person coming. I'm slow. I 10 years ago I would have beat him to a pulp.
mhm.
Now, so is it Tommy, you're younger than me, you can do this. And it was a really great scene between the two of them. And we also get some seeds planted for season 2. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want
Okay.
to spoil it for you, but there were seeds planted for season 2 here.
And Tommy
And
learned about communism.
he did. Tommy learned about, he's like, that's communism. Yeah, we're a communist. We're a commune. We share
He's like,
everything.
it's not communism. She's like, no, it is. That's what
I,
we are. We're a
I
commune.
loved I loved it. And that's his wife, and they're having a kid together. And
Hmm. And
yeah,
she
that
lost
was
a kid
great.
too.
She did.
And
And
that's
yeah,
yeah, when Ellie learns about Sarah.
it was it was so cool to just see like this functioning town of them doing their things like the electricity, movie nights. They're playing old school movies and like the sense of normalcy almost. It felt
Hmm.
like you're at summer camp,
Normalcy. Yeah.
except it was winter.
When they were
But
celebrating Christmas too.
yeah, they were celebrating Christmas,
Like you got
and
Christmas trees.
it was a really good episode, man. This show, what it does so well is it's it brings you everything,
Oh, and the
right?
couple. We didn't talk about the couple.
Oh my gosh, yes. They at the beginning of the episode, they're at some random cabin, and it's this old couple, and the lady is hilarious. The lady,
The one guy's in a bunch of shit.
he is, and I forget their names, and I'm pretty sure they're in the game. I don't fully remember them too well, to be honest with you, because they're so minor. But he's like, "Why didn't you shoot him?" She was like, "The gun's over there," and
Yeah.
she
Well,
was so
I feel like she
casual.
knew they weren't a threat.
No, she definitely did. She definitely did. And they were just trying to find where Tommy was. But those two people had it made, and they were talking about the river you don't cross because no, they see dead bodies everywhere. Turns out that it's the community in Jackson that they kill the outside. They protect the community as they should. To be honest with you, I'm settling roots right there, and I'm not leaving. All right, I'm staying right there. I'm not going anywhere. I'm me. I'm living my days in Jackson. That's just me, though.
I'm looking for the guy.
All right. Well, yeah. That's
He's
all I
not in
really.
top cast. For shame. He should have been
Mm,
he should have been top cast.
that's all I really
Well,
have to
then we had the
say.
other one too. Did you not watch the most recent one?
We did. We're talking episode 6 now because at the end of this episode,
Okay.
they go to Colorado University, and they end up finding that that's where they have to go to Salt Lake City. At that point, sorry, the whole episode hinges on them going to Colorado University. They have to go down south. Tommy was going to take her. Joel, after Ellie got pissed at him about that, he was like, "You're right. I'm going with you. You see their bond, father daughter."
Mm-hmm.
They get down there. It's a ghost town, and they find a map that is, hey, Salt Lake City. That's where they have to go. So as they're going back, they find 4 people who are up to no good. There were a bunch of kids who were up to no good.
They were up to no good. They started playing.
That's
What
right.
is yeah.
Joel gets into a fight, kills one of them, and he gets stabbed. And this is leading into the DLC part. So where we're at now, there's DLC, which takes us in this next episode. Joel is there. They end up at a mall because Joel is stabbed, and
Who's in Green
Ellie's
Mile?
trying to find a first aid kit. So they're in this mall, and you're playing as Ellie in the game, and you're going through. You finally get into like the Walgreens type place. It's not really specified what it's called, and you find a guy who talked about what was going on. The first aid kit's empty, the stores have been ransacked. You leave and you find an army helicopter that you have to get into and all of that jazz. So that's kind of what takes place in the DLC.
All that
Whereas
jazz.
in the show, they are in a neighborhood, they're in a house. Joel's like, you got to go get Tommy. I'm going to die here. This is it. So Ellie chooses to leave, and it flashes back to her time when she was
Right.
in
When she
Fedra
got bit.
school. Yeah, she was in Fedra, and it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful episode. I just, man, it was what?
Sorry, I was looking at that guy's IMDb. Do you remember in
Oh,
Maverick where the one rich guy wants to like kill a Native American, but he says Indian, and the
oh
one
yeah.
guy like is dresses up and pretends well no, he actually has Mel Gibson dress up and pretend to be one, and he's getting the money from the guy to go shoot him because he wants to kill
Mhm.
one.
Yes,
He's in a bunch of stuff though.
he
He's in
is.
North. He's in Liberty Street, Jake and the Kids, Sabotage, Outer Limits, Poltergeist, Die Hard. He's in a bunch of shit.
Yeah. Well, in this episode, Storm Reed,
Green
who
Mile.
plays Riley, you kind of get some exposition here. Riley is going to be a part of the Fireflies, and Ellie is training to be in Fedra. She hates it, all of that jazz. They sneak out, they go to the mall, the arcade. It plays out a little differently in the games. And people who were complaining about the whole Bill Frank stuff clearly must have been in
Had
for a
no issue with
surprise.
this.
Well, they must have been in for a surprise here because yes, Ellie is, yeah, come on.
Well, how
I,
similar is this story in the video game? Because I know
it's
the Bill and
pretty
Frank one.
it's very
They,
similar. They go to a mall, some
okay, then
things play
that's
out.
probably what they
Yeah.
use as an excuse
Well,
to say why they
like
didn't.
they were complaining about a gay couple, but Ellie is gay.
Right,
So
obviously,
like,
and so is the other girl,
yeah. And
at
they
least
they
by
they have their date, they're playing like Street Fighter and all that stuff.
and
Ellie
all
gets
that
mad
jazz.
because it's like, hey, this is Firefly stuff used to kill Fedra. What the hell? They get into an
Yeah.
argument. Ellie goes to leave. She comes back. They're in like a spirit of Halloween, and the clicker
Mm.
shows up.
And the clicker looked like he was in an American Girl store,
He was.
just like chilling amongst some freaking
He was in
historical
American Girl
dolls.
School. Yes,
I wasn't sure if it was a legit one or a
that
ripoff of one.
it's a ripoff one in the game, but
Okay.
yeah, he's chilling. He comes back, and it turns out Riley gets bit, and this is where you see Ellie get bit on the arm. Tragic, again. Just absolutely, they build up this love story that ends in tragedy.
Just instantly too. It wasn't
Which,
like Bill and Frank.
if you played
But
the game, you knew this was coming. If you didn't, though, I want to hear what you thought was happening in this episode.
I feel like I knew this was coming because, for one, I knew she got bit, obviously. And I knew that it was at the mall because she mentions that. And I had heard, I think I've just heard too much that like her, story was a little bit tragic in that regard. So I was expecting that to happen, but it was still fun to watch.
Oh
So
yeah,
the people like complaining, oh, this isn't, not comic book accurate, video game accurate.
it
The one
is.
thing I read someone say, because yeah, again, like you said, I've never played the games. I'm going into this with a fresh pair of eyes and I'm absolutely loving it. And I know that I'm apparently going to have my world rocked in the next week or two when the season ends and I don't want to hear anything more. But I heard in
Could
the
be
video
season two.
game that the point of Bill's character was to motivate Joel to be a better person and do what he needs to do for Ellie. And Joel did that by not being a dick like Bill. Whereas in the show, Bill instead inspired him to not be a dick by not being a
Essentially,
dick.
yes.
So the end goal is the same. They just picked a more beautiful way to have him get there and then actually give backstory to not just one character from the game, but another character that did you ever see Frank alive ever, or you just saw him?
No, you just saw him
So
hanging.
then you gave a backstory to somebody, yeah, somebody who never got to tell their story. So
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah,
You're 100% right, and it's also it had so much depth to the story. Again, it's tragedy. This isn't for people expecting a zombie series.
no, this is
This
different.
isn't. This is all about the character. This is an Ellie and Joel story.
Well, it's about the
This is
government,
this
and
is
it's
like
about
Ellie's story. And
so many things. Yeah.
yeah, and there's so many layers to it, and they just build upon it. It's so amazing. Check it out. Really. If you're not watching the show, first of all, why are you still here listening to this? Second of all, check it out. It's on HBO
That's fair.
Max. There's 2 episodes
Even if you
left.
are, you should still, because all these, like a lot of, like, you know what to expect because you played the game and you're still loving it.
Yeah, 2 episodes left, man. 2 episodes left, and it's gonna be
2 weeks
about
left of back to back Pedro
yes.
Pascal.
Yeah, that's right. So let's go into Mandalorian season 3, episode 1. It's been a couple of years. 2020, I believe, was the last time we saw the Mandalorian in its own, or no, it was 2021. One of the two. Last we saw
Oh,
him
it
was in.
started December 2021 and then Boba Fett ended 2022.
Okay, that's right. So it's been a while. No, Boba Fett ended 2021.
I don't think so. I'll look it up because when we were talking about our best of 2022, remember we kept forgetting things?
We'll find
And I
out.
believe Boba.
Anyways, we finally get to see Grogu. Jesus, almost said Baby Yoda. Grogu and Din. They're back.
Saw an interview with Pedro Pascal where he
Yes, she's
accidentally
like,
said
oh,
Baby
he
Yoda,
said
and
Baby
he's
Yoda.
like,
Like, oh my god.
it was the Graham Norton guy, whatever the British dude.
Yes. There's also a video going around at the red carpet event for this where he is fangirling over the fact Sarah Michelle Gellar was remembering he was on Buffy together and he remembered every single thing. Amazing stuff. Anyways, this episode I thought was a flashback to when Mando became Mando. However, he swoops in, saves the day. He finds the clan, shows up, and he goes to the armor. He saves the day, like I said, and he goes up to the armor and he's like, "Hey," and "You're not a Mandalorian. You removed your helmet willingly." He's like, "I can get redemption." She was like, "No, you can't. Mandalore is destroyed." He was like,
And she
"Well,
runs a tight ship.
yeah, they're a cult, okay."
Yeah.
Because not all the Mandalorians are like this. Because we see people like Bo-Katan just chilling helmetless
Well,
all
they
the
call them
time, right?
extremists.
They are. And he's like, "But what about the mines of Mandalore? I found this. I think it's still around." Now, for those of you who don't know what the Purge of Mandalore is, I'm gonna shamelessly plug. I've got an article coming out about the Purge of Mandalore on dorksideoftheforce.com. Check that out. It's haunting. It's dark. We kind of get some of that with Sabine's story in Rebels, and we're probably going to get that in this. Essentially, the Empire laid genocide to the Mandalorian people, in short. And I'm going to save the rest for May when we go in depth of Mandalore. So I don't want to give too much out yet, but it's haunting stuff. And he's like, "But what if it's still there?" And so this sets up the whole story of he's going to Mandalore to redeem himself, to do what he needs to do. He goes to Navarro, and that's where,
And Navarro is a brand new, freshly painted town.
it was beautiful looking. It reminded me of Naboo.
Yeah,
It
I could
really
see that.
did. It was
Like
beautiful.
yeah. I didn't realize it had done such a jump. And then I saw, like, I feel like they
Oh,
didn't
I
make that
didn't.
clear.
It wasn't clear at all. Like
I
the
don't
whole
like this, like, tell us what we need to know. Stop.
Grogu
Like,
was
tell us
with,
when we're watching it. Don't tell us on
yeah.
Twitter.
So Grogu was allegedly with Luke for 2 years, and then the first two seasons take place over a few years. I don't like that because it doesn't feel like it at all.
No, it doesn't. So now he's what, 54, 55?
Something like that. But yeah, I don't like that because it doesn't, the time doesn't feel like that's how it is. And I wish that they didn't just casually be like, "Yeah, it's been 5 years since we first met him, and 2 years with Luke, and this, that, and the other." I don't like that.
No.
But this is kind of where we say our boy Carl Weathers again, and he's running a tight ship. He's like, "Hey, that's a school. It's not a bar anymore. It's a school." The pirates
I'm waiting
show
for
up.
Hondo to show up.
Yeah, the pirates show up and they kill the pirates. Mando leaves after being like, "I need IG right here. I need him. He's the
I
only
know.
droid I
I was like, let
trust."
it go.
He was like,
Even
"He's a
after he tried to kill
statue."
Grogu, he still was like, I need him.
Well,
Really? Do
he's
you?
a statue outside the bar, and he's like, "I
Yeah.
need him." And they try to rebuild him with a bunch of little Babu Fricks, and
He
he still just,
defaulted to his
yeah, he
settings.
tries to kill him, and so he was like, "Oh."
Like,
It
let it
was,
go, Din
"Dude,
Djarin.
just go." He's like, "But I need him so bad." I don't know. It was pretty funny.
Dank Ferrick.
Yes, he leaves, and the pirates show up. We have the Swamp Thing lookalike being like, "Oh, you're not going anywhere, Mando," and Mando's like, "Man, fuck
Peace
off,"
out.
and he leaves.
Oh, did you see what are the whale things called?
Yeah,
Purgles?
they're space
That
whales. Yeah,
was that
essentially,
was cool when
that was
Grogu
pretty
was
cool. That was a good
watching
callback to
this.
Rebels.
Yeah, yeah.
That
At
was
first, I
really
was like,
cool.
"Oh, is that another ship?" And then you slowly saw the thing
Yeah,
start to form with the whale.
and
I
we
enjoyed
show
those
up.
episodes, even though they were a little cheesy.
I agreed. I did too. We then go to the planet where Bo-Katan's hanging out. She's like, I need you. I need your help. She's like, nope. My team left me because you beat me for the
She's
dark
like,
saber.
nothing
She's
matters,
just brooding
but I'm gonna
menacingly.
pose on this
She's
throne.
just posed up, waiting for the exact moment that Din would show up. Like she's been waiting years for this at this point, right? And
I
he's like, have you been sitting here this whole time? Yes. I've been wondering when you would show up. And she's
want
like,
her
but
to
you
get him
left
to take
me.
his helmet off.
She's gonna play a bigger factor into the season, right? Obviously she is. Her and her team are gonna get back together. We know how this is gonna go. And I
And
liked,
her, I love the actress too, and I'm
yeah,
loving
oh,
watching
Katie
her
Sackhoff. She's at
fangirl.
Emerald City Comic Con.
She'll be at MegaCon. Oh, did you see like all the people from all the Mandalorians coming to MegaCon?
They're
Or
all
they
at,
have like, yeah,
yeah,
we just need Pedro Pascal.
they're all at Emerald as well. And they're doing a whole Mandalorian panel.
Nice.
So
Oh, how
yeah.
fun.
And
To become best friends with them so then I can go and be like, hey,
that's
I'm the other
right.
half.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I like this episode a lot. It was great to see everybody back in action. The sets were beautiful. The worlds we got to go to were beautiful. And we're going to freaking Mandalore. I'm excited. Something to look forward to every single week.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah. No, I loved it. I thought it was great. It was short, way shorter than I expected. It was only 30 minutes. It came and
Yeah. Oh,
went,
yeah, it was
but
really short. Yeah. I was
yeah, I'm
kind of
hoping we get
disappointed
some
by
longer
that.
episodes.
I hope we get some
Um,
45-minute ones.
yeah. Hope yeah. So Boba did start December 29, 2021 and ended February 9, 2022.
Wow. Okay.
Time's weird.
Time does not exist. It doesn't. We're in the quantum realm.
I did think of more I wanted to tell the Last of Us supernatural thing.
Hmm. Final
Do you
thoughts
remember
before we
that from
wrap
the
up?
video game? Yeah. I
No.
screenshot everything.
What was it?
Okay.
What did I remember?
So apparently in the game The Last of Us,
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't remember that at all. No.
so at one point somebody finds a note and it says to whatever asshole finds me, can barely keep my hand steady, but everyone on base needs to know I got ambushed on my way to relieve Misha at the monorail lookout. One of the scars, I'd swear he looked just like our boy Gray. Fuck, I'm so lightheaded. Someone please put a bullet in that fucking snake's face for me and tell Mish I'm sorry. I tried to hustle. Signed, Jensen.
That's funny.
So this is clearly Misha Collins and Jensen Ackles. Misha Collins actually tweeted it out and says, have you been getting royalties from HBO? He said, Jensen, have you been getting royalties from HBO? As you can see from this video, The Last of Us video game owes its success to its two most recognizable and central characters, Misha and Jensen. By extension, the hit HBO series The Last of Us HBO is basically, oh, I didn't hear more, an extension of them. And then Jensen actually shared it and said, oh, that's where these checks are coming from. Good looking out, buddy.
That's good. I loved it.
And then
Yeah,
have
no, that
you
was fun.
heard the joke? Okay, because you know there's lots of dad jokes.
Yeah.
And yeah, sorry, I'm gonna start laughing. There was an interview with the two of them, and they were telling their own dad jokes. And Pedro Pascal said, "Why did the monkey fall out of the tree? Do you
I
know
have
why?
no, I don't.
Because he was dead."
Okay.
Okay, this is a joke I've been telling since high school. I literally posted this on Facebook probably 10 years ago and asked people, do you think this joke is funny? Everybody I went to high school with thought it was hilarious. Everybody I didn't go to high school with was like, this joke is dark. You shouldn't be telling this
Uh,
joke.
I
And
don't
Pedro
think
Pascal
it's
actually
dark. I think
told the
it's
joke in
funny.
an interview. So I'm going to add to it if Pedro Pascal's listening. Do you know why the squirrel fell out of the tree? He was stapled to the monkey.
Jesus. I hope he sees. I hope somehow he sees because that was ridiculous.
Oh,
All right.
I'm
Anyways,
crying.
folks, we'll be back next episode,
Unless we're canceled because of my monkey joke.
unless we're canceled because Lauren's monkey joke. Thanks for tuning in. As always, find us at Hops Geek News. We'll see you here soon. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.